I got big dreams, I always had. Even when I was at a point where my ability really didn't line up with the things I wanted, realistically looking back, I had this blind confidence. Like when I was 12 or 13, like I wanted to be the best rapper alive, so I got high hopes. I know for me, the point I'm at isn't even as big as a bunch of other artists, but it already feels normal to me. It's just my reality. I don't feel special. I don't feel molded differently by God. I don't feel chosen. And I think even if I double what I'm doing now, it's gonna feel like this is just reality for me. Everyone that heard it for the first week after it was finished, it was like special. That's why we chose to drop it, because it was just a feeling thing. Like whatever it is, everyone that came in the studio, Drama Cannon, Lake, anyone that we brought in there, when we played that song, the drums didn't even have to drop for everyone to do the same thing. Like by the second bar, it was like, woo, every time. You know, it's just special when you hear something, it's like, this is exciting. Other than that, I don't know if you can spell it out, because it ain't a technical thing, it's like a feeling. And that's what we're always chasing, is to get outside of the thoughts and just make something that makes somebody get butterflies. What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I could pass that bitch like Stockton, John Stockton. Pretty sure he's the leader all time in assists. And we both share a similar skin tone, so it's just a fly thing to say, you know, pass that shit like Stockton. Just joshing. I'ma spend this holiday locked in. My body got rid of them toxins. Sports in the top 10. On this last tour, I didn't drink. I think about 8 or 9 shows in, I just gave up liquor, and I was trying not to have my voice sound bad. I just was feeling like really loose and healthy. By the time I recorded this song, I still hadn't drank. I mean, you know, dabbling. Got a few toxins back in there. I can put the ball in the end zone, put a bad bitch in the friend zone, oof. That's the most effective way to get a girl, make her your buddy. I really shouldn't have gave that up, but facts, no funny shit. This shit sound like an intro jet song, give me that tempo, oof. Told Pooh he a fool with the shit. Told her don't let her friends know. I was already aware that, you know, there's a certain tempo he works at because I heard a lot of the baby songs. And so the first thing I was trying to get him to do was encourage him to speed his tempo up a little bit and like go in the space that I'm in. But coincidentally, when this beat came on, this ain't even really the tempo I was trying to put him in. This is usually his space. And I couldn't argue with it. It's just so crazy. As soon as those pianos come in, like, it felt like there was no choice but to rap on this song, you know what I mean? In the Ville, and I move like a dime, eating fettuccine at Vincenzo's. It's an Italian restaurant downtown Louisville. I think I went there once as a kid, but it's fly. Vincenzo himself heard the song. He wants me to come in, so we're about to bring the art to life. It's just we have a lot of influence within the city. Don-esque, get somebody whacked. Me and my amigos got that free smoke on the West Coast, yeah, I'm talking about pre-rolls. Dark-haired bitch, and she looked like she go. She do. She's bad. She's fine as hell. I had a lot of cartoon characters that used to get me sexually aroused as a kid. She was one of them. The female reindeer from the Rudolph claymation series. When I was in preschool, I used to be bricked up watching that shit. And then that fine-ass fish from Shark Tale. But she goes up there with her fine ass. Hometown hero, feeling myself, can't murder my ego. She heard of my deep stroke. She said, babe, does it hurt when I deep throat? It does. The way a girl bends your dick sometimes when she's trying to shove it into her throat, it's like, damn. And me, I'm sensitive about my shit. So I think for me, it's a bigger thing, because a lot of my homeboys, they're weirded out when I tell them, like, I don't like the deep throat. Really, it's too much for me. A lot of girls have a very thin throat. It's narrow. There's not a lot of room to operate in there, and they want to shove it back there. And it's like, this is one of the most sensitive parts of my body. And they just want to shove that shit. I've never liked intense head. I'd rather you just massage it. Certified freak hoe, hang around us and she learning my lingo. Louisville has their own lingo. We say things like on butt. I mean, it's like wild out. I'll meet somebody from another city, a girl from another city. She starts kicking it with me and she'll start saying, oh, he's on butt. But you know, we sprinkle so much of it around that it naturally gets picked up. Back then, wasn't worried about me though. In the gym, trying to work on my free throw. Girls, they like rappers. So what you get popping, they want you more than they might have before you were just a classmate. A little metaphorical, you know? You wasn't with me shooting in the gym. It's like when I was trying to get all this right, I couldn't get you. I've always treated it like a craft, rapping. Just from being in the booth repeatedly, you get better at this. So it's similar to shooting free throws in the gym. Goddamn, spending money at the club like Sam's, cha-ching. Let's talk about it, because that line got slept on. I think the first person to recognize that line was Tay Money. She came up to me, I think at Cole's show, and she was like, spending money at the club like Sam's. And nobody had acknowledged. People come in and see, they're saying all these lines, and I'm just waiting for the Sam's Club line to get in. And when she did it, I was like, yes, ma'am. She a little freak on cam, but she don't put diss on the ground. Little boys try to diss on the ground. I can't switch on the fan. Shit's hot, hit the switch on the fan. I have a lot thicker skin than I used to have. I don't never really reply. Really what made me not want to respond is when I'd watch other artists respond and I'd be like, damn, that's what gets you? I know it bothers fans when they're showing you all this love. You might have 500 comments of love and then one person shows some hate and you give them attention. Everyone that's appreciating you is like, damn. This where my head is. I feel resentment from every direction. Even some homies be wearing expressions. I be discouraged from sharing my blessings. That's something that I've experienced since I was young. I would have friends in my life that I felt like were more jealous than encouraging. And so since I was young, I just, especially with the career path I've chosen, like if you're a friend that like can't deal with another friend getting a lot of attention, it's kind of hard to have them around. I have a lot of people around me that are really secure in themselves and can deal with me having most of the attention, especially in situations like going to interviews or whatever. So that's kind of what that's about, because not everybody can deal with that. I don't know, there's like a saying that goes around about when you tell somebody good news, like watch what kind of face they make. I just take note of like, you know, some people don't be as happy for you when they ought to be. We used to share a connection. Now it just feels like it's wearing and stretching. I'm getting real sick of taking advice from people that never could stare at reflections. I can't stand having a conversation with somebody that is constantly telling me what I need to do, but have things that they aren't handling on their end and never show any sense of self-awareness or reflection of this is what I could do better. It's easy to point fingers. One thing I've taken pride in throughout like my career and just as a person is like, I'm all about self-improvement. Not because I think it's the right thing to do, that's just in me. Somewhere in there is a lesson. Y'all ain't evolving, it's very depressing. If you ain't evolving, you're in this stagnant place of being right here. Hard to be around that, you know what I'm saying? Now stagnant people, they gang up and they, you know, kick it together. But I don't want to be stagnant. It's hard for me to relate and be inspired by stagnant people. I'm at the club with the basketball team. Me and the Cardinals are sharing the section. The Cardinals are having a hell of a season. Every loss that's happened, and there's only been a few, has been partially blamed on me and my guys because we are having a good time in the city right now. Gotta cherish the present. I'm drinking water and wearing protection. Always been a big water consumer. I go to restaurants and the waiters are never up to par for me because I'm just going through that motherfucker. For years, I've been complimented on my soft hands. I have no idea why my hands are soft until more recently I started to realize I've been hydrating the hell out of myself my whole life. And I think that's the reason. And I'm very disciplined about wearing condoms. It's a life or death situation in my opinion, so throw that thing on. Got a career and I'm very invested. Some people call it a scary obsession. I like to call it a passion. I can't be sitting relaxing. PG, we getting some traction. I'm at the venue, it's packed in. I mean, they ain't wrong when they call it a scary obsession. I'm obsessed with this. People always ask, what would you do if you weren't doing this? I have no idea. I didn't go in with a plan B. Like, I didn't go to college, so I knew I was not gonna do nothing but this. I'm digging her accent. I got a BB Simon belt on me, and she trying to get it unfastened. That's my type of distraction. That's my type of she Latin. I like the accents up here where we're at, man. Those New York accents, nothing like being cussed out up here. That's just what I'm into. Got my own flow and I'm about to get a patent. Brand new sheets for the bed they satin. Well, you know they say that satin and textures like that are easier on your hair. And I really want my curls to have longevity, so I think cotton, when you wear it, messes it up. Y'all wasn't tuned in back then. My swag, they keep jacking. I ain't doing no verse, quit asking. The shit I'm on, no one else is on. Just the sound, the way I'm doing things. Originality is just a priority to me more than other artists. Like, people are inspired when they listen to my music. Like, other artists feel like, oh, I should make some music when I hear this. You know, you can't say that for a lot of artists out right now. There's a lot of popular artists, there's a lot of people that are having success, but I don't have a long list of people that I listen to and I'm inspired by. There's a few other artists that are a breath of fresh air, and I think I'm one of them. I didn't have another Kim Possible line.
Something about Rufus, I think.
No, you got the wrong one. I've never wanted to fuck Rufus.
What is what? I don't think it was about fucking Rufus.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say, I must have been on one with his little thick ass. Go ahead.